Hey guys, Z here bringing you the first episode of Summoner Showcase, a weekly segment I'd like to bring every week. And tonight's Summoner I'm going to showcase is Hetty. He is a wonderful player that I had an acquaintance to make in this match. And the match is a player versus AI, which includes Hetty, Z, Darkin, Amy Lau, and Breaker, who are playing against Cho'Gath, Ashe, Annie, and Warwick and Tarek. It's a wonderful match, a lot of fun, a lot of shiggles. So, like I want to say, go ahead and introduce Hetty, who helms up Malazar today. And go ahead and give you a little background on him. He's a level 30 summoner. Like I said, made an acquaintance with him in this match. And this match only really taps the tip of the player skill here for Hetty. So, that is just awesome. So, I really didn't get a chance to really sit down and extensively talk to Hetty. I really wanted to live commentary with him, but I didn't get a chance to before he wanted this video out. So, next time in a follow-up video, I hope to get some live feed from him. So, anyways, he plays Malazar, the Void Mage, and this champ has a very, 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 very steep learning curve. So, anybody who decides to pick him up, Hetty has some tips later on in the show here to give those new players who pick him up. So, alright. Excuse me, I'm kind of recovering from a little sinus cold here. Anyways, though you through this last bit of the match here, you see Hetty being like a little goofy, a little laid back, a little, loony, but he is one mean player when it comes to playing that mid lane or any lane. So, that is to be expected. So don't let the banter, don't let the laid backness, don't let the goofiness fool you when it comes down to Hetty. So, all right, I had a few questions for him, and I'll give his reply following each question. So I went ahead and asked him what his high point was in the match playing as Malazar, and he went ahead and replied it was a very entertaining. It was very entertaining killing bots with only 2 spells. And I joked that I played Malazar and it didn't seem like I was just using 2 spells, so that shows you how much of a noob I am. And I asked him if there was any pointers for beginners who pick up Malazar. And he says it's all about the spell placements. And it's all about the utility combos, and which in the best situations is QEWR. Hit that correctly and almost anyone is dead. He also goes on to say it's a good feeling nuking the enemies. And also don't forget your dots, which is a bread and butter staple for Malazar, which is little void. When cast, the little voidlings you get from Malazar's passive will be more attracted to the enemy. So I asked him if we could expect more out of him on the PvP scene as the Hetty Malazar combo, and he says PvP with Mal is pretty tricky. Enemies is a little more hastier to bring you down, but his tip is to stay behind your tanks and bring and rain death upon your enemy. So that's right, you can PvP with Mal. It's a little trickier, but if played right, you'll be able to come right out on top. So I went ahead and asked him what would be his champion in a follow-up video, and he without a doubt he said Brand, and Brand's one of those other nuker mages in the game that are extremely good to play with in the right hands. So hopefully later on down the road we can get a follow-up video with Brand and Hetty. So Let's see here. All right. And my last question for him tonight was, I wanted 2 tips he would like to give to beginner players who are just starting out in the League of Legends gaming. And he said tip number 1 would be never be afraid to use your skills, even if they have a higher cooldown. So don't play it soft, don't play it defensively. Even though if it has a higher cooldown and you're afraid to use it, go ahead and mash that key, and either bring you out for the worst or bring you out for the best. That's the way I interpret it anyway. And he said tip number 2, which I don't totally agree with, but like I said, it's his showcase tonight. So he says, don't play Trin, which is Tryndamere, the Barbarian King. He says, don't play Trin, invest into a champ with some skill. And I totally don't agree with that, because Trin is a killer melee in the right hands. It does take some skill to play Trin. It's not a lot of skill, but it still takes some. So you, like I said, I don't agree with it, but like I said, it's Hetty's tip. So don't play Trin, invest into a champ with some skill. So there you have it. That was my small little 3-4 question interview with him. Hopefully I can get some more questions out to him and get a follow-up video for him. So like I said, I can't repeat how many times I want a follow-up video with this guy. Anyways, I want to remind everyone that we'll continue to do Summoner Showcase as long as I can find summoners to do it. So if you know a summoner, or seen a summoner, or has some replays of a summoner that needs a showcase, don't be afraid to send those suggestions to LoLzeeReplays@live.com, and we'll get in contact with you and start doing that. So like I said, shoot us those summoners' names, those replays, those people you want showcased, and we'll get right on top of that. So this concludes episode 1, and I want to say good night. Keep the summoning going, and don't let one kill drop you, because it'll just ruin the evening. And I'm out.